Zootopia 2 is a sequel to Zootopia 2016, and it's a movie that I have been really hyped about, but also really cautious because there is a lot of sequels to beloved movies that have not been good, like Ralph Breaks the Internet, Frozen 2, though admittedly I think it's one of the better ones, and there's also Moana 2 that just came out last year. And this movie is pretty good. I say even better than the first one, and I will explain that right now in my video. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys, and hit that notification if you want more videos like this. And this is a video that has no script, so if I lose some words or try to jumble around a bit, I'm sorry, guys. I can't help what I am. Anyways, let's get to it. Zootopia 2 is a week after the first movie, where Judy and Nick are rookie cops and are on the verge of getting separated due to their rowdiness and not following orders. But things take a bigger turn for the worse when a reptile appears in Zootopia, causing massive mayhem. And then it turns out that there is a bigger secret, and now Judy and Nick are trying to solve this mystery and uncover the truth regarding reptiles. Now, right off the bat, I think this movie is spectacular in a lot of sense. The animation, the character development, how the world building is, the scenery. It's even said that this movie was originally going to take place a few years after the first one, but then it got scrapped because they didn't want all that world building to be off screen. And I think that's for the best, because it's good to have seen the more world of Zootopia and have it be fresh instead of just skipping over to a few years, which I think a lot of movies are guilty of. In the animation side of things, the animation is also spectacular, and it has a zany, goofy side to it, where a lot of characters make very funny facial expressions or movements, and this is a stark contrast to the first movie, where they do have that, but it also has a sense of realism to it, and I think that works for the movie because that movie was trying to tell a serious story, and this one is telling a serious story too, which I do genuinely like, but this movie is also way more funnier. There are a lot of jokes that I really like. There's a lot of references. There is a Shining reference in this movie that I just laughed because I am a huge fan of The Shining. I won't spoil anything, but I think the whole twist regarding reptiles is really well done, and it's something that does happen in real life with what happens with certain groups of race and how they're framed for something. And this movie does a good job about that. While this movie is more funnier than the first, it does have that message that the first one has regarding discrimination in race, and it's done that in a more subtle way, like I said, with regarding the reptiles and how they are looked at as like monsters because of a past that I just spoiled. Sorry, guys, but yeah. And regarding that, let's talk about the characters. First, let's talk about Gary. Gary, he's not really in the movie all that much. When he is adorable. I really like his character, and I love his voice actor. Ke Huy Quan is a really great actor. He was in Indiana Jones. He was in The Goonies. And for a while, he hasn't been in a lot of things until Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And a lot of people, including myself, thought his performance was amazing. And he has made a comeback. And he's just been in a lot of things recently, like Kung Fu Panda 4. And this is also his more recent movie. And I think his performance is great. And let's talk about the Miltons. Even though they don't appear that much either, they're still threatening, and they are villains right off the bat. And let's talk about that. The villains. There are villains in this movie. Yes, there is a twist in it, but I thought that it was much better than the lack of villains we have gotten in these movies. And in Wish's case, there was a villain, but I thought he was the weakest part of that movie. And yeah, like I said, there are villains in it, and I return it. Even if there is a twist, I'll take that again over not having a villain for the past few years. let's say like Ralph Breaks the Internet had no villain, Frozen 2 had no villain, Encanto, I'll forgive it because it's about generational trauma. Strange World, I think that was called, had no villain. Moana 2 had a villain, but he was a cloud from most of it, and the other was false advertisement, which I'm still a little pissed about. But with this movie, they're here and they are a delight, including the twist villain, who I am not going to reveal. You guys are going to have to see that for yourself. Now, the last thing we're going to talk about is Judy and Nick. Judy and Nick are the best Disney duo in a long time. They have so much charisma, they have so much to bounce off on. They're characters who you can root for, and you can also see the flaws in. And I've seen a lot of people say that Judy is out of character in this movie, and I don't think she is, because this is the same how she is acted in the first movie. And again, this movie took place a week. She's still growing. And I think that that's going to also see more and more if there is another movie coming out, which I will explain later in the movie. Later in the review. And Nick is a character who's still also trying to grow as well. He feels like he isn't heard by Judy, and that kind of upsets him. He's trying to look after her. He cares about her. And it's the reason why he joined the police force, because he cares about her, maybe something even more. These movies, the highlight are Judy and Hobbs, or Wild and Hobbs, as they called it. They are a dream team. They are the best things about these movies, because again, they bounce off each other. They have so much dynamic with each other that I wouldn't mind if we got like a series about these two, maybe even shorts, because even though we had a lot of that in these movies, I want more. And let's talk about the ending, and this is spoil territory, so click off this video if you don't want any of that. Now, the movie ends, the after credits ends with Judy keep pressing love you partner, and she has a big smile on her face. They are really hinting at these two getting in a relationship, and a feather drops down after she leaves, hinting birds are coming to Zootopia. And yes, they're hinting at a third movie, and we're gonna get that movie because this movie is going to make a lot of money. This movie is going to make a lot. Moana 2 made $1 billion, and that's going to get a third one. We all know it's going to get a third one. Frozen 3 and 4 is coming very soon. So Disney is going to make that furry money with Zootopia 3, and they're going to go hands off with Nick and Judy. These two are going to get together, and the fandom is going to go crazy. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for today. But actually, wait, I didn't say this, but here's my overall thoughts about Zootopia. It's a fun movie. It's really good. It's a great sequel that probably is better than the first one. And it's also something that a lot of people had these fears about regarding sequels. It's a great one. It's not like Ralph Breaks the Internet. It's not like Frozen 2 or Moana 2. And it's a movie that actually, doesn't really change all that much. And what I mean by that is, look at Ralph Breaks the Internet. They change a lot. Ralph's character is so clingy to Penelope that it comes off as pathetic and creepy, which one of the good dynamics in the first one is that Ralph looks out for Penelope like a big brother or a dad. Having them just be best friends is kind of just destroying that element of what made them that way. Now, Ralph Breaks the Internet is not bad, but it's not really a good sequel. It's not really a good movie. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Yeah, that's all I have. Zootopia 2 gets a 9 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Go take your kids to go see it. I plan to see it again tomorrow. So please enjoy your Thanksgiving holiday. Happy holidays. And if you want more videos, again, be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you and have a great day.